Hey guys, and welcome to course number 5. And in this course, we're going to be talking a little bit more about whole grains.
So we have a question for you. What's your favorite type of grain?
My favorite type of grain is actually oatmeal. It's my favorite to eat for breakfast.
Have you tried it with some apple and cinnamon? It tastes just like apple pie.
Yes, that's actually my favorite type of oatmeal. I love it because it keeps me full for so long.
I know, it's such a great recipe.
So, if you remember from last week, we talked a little bit about grains in general, but this week we're going to be talking a whole lot more about whole grain, which is a grain, like we talked about last week, that is so much better for your health. Whole grains are made from the entire kernel of grain, and they help keep us full for longer, and they help our sugars stay at a healthy level.
So as Jenna stated, whole grains are great, but there are actually two types of grains. There's whole grains and refined grains. So refined grains are grains that have actually been processed, which means that all the good stuff in the grain, such as the fiber, the iron, and the many vitamins that it has, have been taken out in that process. So refined grains can actually lead to certain heart diseases, diabetes, and high cholesterol levels. So it is very important to avoid eating refined grains as much as possible.
So, I went to my local grocery store to find some whole grain examples, and this is what I found. As you can see, I found whole wheat pasta, brown rice, and whole grain bread. Can you think of any examples of whole grains?
So Jenna went to her grocery store and also found some great examples of refined grains. So as you can see here on the picture, she found some regular white bread and some white rice. Can you guys think of any other examples of refined grains?
So, when I went to the grocery store, I wanted to know, how do I find whole grains? So, if you're looking for whole grains in your grocery store, you can look for things that say whole grain and whole wheat. And then in the bread aisle, I was a little confused because there's also things that say multigrain and wheat, which I learned are still really good for you, but they're not as good for you as whole grains are.
So today, in order to test your knowledge, we have actually put this word search puzzle. So the idea is to find as many words as possible that are right here on the left side of the worksheet. So can you guys guess what word Jenna and I found first? If you said balance, you're right. It took us a little long, so we need your help, guys. We have actually put the description of this activity right below, and the idea is that you guys can click on it, print it, and find out the rest of the words. If you can, send us a picture of how your word search puzzle went.
So after Camila and I worked on the word search, we then went to go work on the word scramble, which in this worksheet, we're just unscrambling some of the words and placing them in the correct spelling in the boxes that you can see. And we're also using the boxes with the numbers below to decode a super secret message at the bottom. And it's been really tough, but we managed to find one word. What word do you guys think that was? If you said popcorn, you're totally correct. And then it also gave us one letter for the super secret message down below. If you can find out the rest of the words and the super secret message, let us know because we could definitely use the help.
So in conclusion, today we learned what a whole grain is and what is the difference between whole grains and refined grains. So we also learned about the different type of whole grains and how we can find them at the grocery store. But wait, before we leave, can you please help us out and pick which bread to buy?
Hey guys, thank you so much for coming help me out today. Since we're talking about whole grains, I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier. And I'm stuck between two choices. So I'm stuck between the healthy multigrain and 100% whole wheat. Which one do you think I should choose? So, you're right. I should go with the 100% whole wheat. Because like we just talked about, sometimes things that say healthy multigrain aren't actually the real whole grain that we need. So thanks for clearing that, guys. I'm going to give this one.
So if you chose the one that Jenna chose, you were right.
Yeah, thank you so much for helping me out, guys.
So thank you guys so much for joining us on Marmor Video. We hope that you learned about whole grains, and thank you for going with Jenna to the grocery store and helping her out pick out the bread that she needed to buy.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.